And there's a massive difference between the two. Let me give you some simple examples of how the two play out on a day-to-day basis. The self-employed person, they'll worry about how much money is coming into the business owner will worry about profits. The self-employed person will take drawings, the business owner will take profits out of the company and maybe a salary. You know, just simple basic things like that as to what are you thinking, what level are you playing this game at? I want you playing it at go big. I don't want you playing this small anymore. Aussie entrepreneurs are some of the best in the world, except for they just don't think big enough. And we've got to start thinking a lot bigger in what we're doing. So take that across here and say, okay, how do we create long-term success? It's got to be people. People is a massive part of long-term success in business. If you think about, if you don't like people, should you be in business? No, if you don't like people, you should go and invest in real estate or shares or something, because that's what, if you're in business, you've got to be good with people. You've got to know that comes. Having, and I put it in a simple word. The word is, I'll get you all to call it out, everybody. Relationships. How well do you manage relationships? How good are you with relationships? Your ability to build relationships with suppliers, with bankers, with customers, with employees, to build good relationships is a very it's like a cornerstone of being a successful business person. The ability to do business with someone for 10, 20 years is a very big part of business. If you're no good at building relationships, business will be tough. Because you won't have the repeat business. You won't have the long-term suppliers supporting you through bad times. You've got to have that relationship ability. Now, when you talk about having relationships with your employees, I'm not saying you need to make too many business people, when they're small businesses, think of their employees and they think, if your employees are your friends, there's something wrong. If your best friends are your employees, A, that's pretty sad that your only friends are the people you pay money to. B, it's going to be a problem when you have to fire them, because you're going to have to fire them at some point, and that's going to be a problem. It's crazy how many... I'm not saying building a relationship is letting people walk all over you. I'm saying build good relationships that are two-way wins, not just one-way type thing. When you ever watch, how many of you watch some of those TV shows where they go in to fix the business, Gordon Ramsay or the Tabithas or any of that? They go in to fix a business type thing. What do you see about the business owner? Are they running the business, or are their staff running them? Which one? Staff are running them every single time. If you're the owner of the business, should you be in charge of it? Yes or no? You need to be a strong owner. I was just up in Queensland the other day, and one of my clients from many years ago, he came back to say hi at my seminar, and literally the turning point for his business, he told me, was when I told him he was one of the biggest wimps I've ever met as a business owner. Because I just said to him, he was a chiropractor, and his staff, he would say, that's my lunchtime. His staff would book him through the lunch, and he wouldn't get lunch. He would say, anything he wanted to do, they would just, they would basically ignore it and run the place the way they wanted to run the place. He stood there one Monday morning and he said to them all, right, he dressed up in a suit and tie that day because he wanted them to know that this was a different day. He had a set of rules about this is what it means to work in this business from now on. And he said to every employee, from now on, I'm the owner, I'm in charge, these are the rules. You want to work here? Great. You don't? Go away. They all came back, and amazingly enough, when he did that, what happened to his business, do you think, when he stopped being such a wimp? 75% increase in sales over a 4-month period, because he took charge. If you're not in charge of your business, if you're just sitting back and letting it sort of easy flow, you're not being proactive. You're waiting for things to happen. So yeah, build relationships, but don't build them so that they win out of the relationship and you lose, okay? You've got to build it so it's a two-way street with relationships. And this isn't just at work, by the way. This is also at home. Because if your home relationships are no good, what will you be thinking about at work all day? Home. If you're at work thinking about home, and if you're at home thinking about work, neither one of them will be successful. Why do I write down at the end of every day what I need to do the next day before I leave work? So I can leave it at work. I can go home and be at home and go, this is the simplest. Relationships are that important part of business. If you want to get good at business, get good at relationships, both at home and at work. It blows my mind the number of people that let business destroy their marriage. That one is just an insanity. If business is destroying your relationship with your family, you've got to do it differently. Business, Lee Iacocca said it best. I don't know if you ever went to see him, but he came out to speak here in Australia. I saw him in America a couple of times, and he said something that stood with me. He said, if you're not at home by 6 o'clock for dinner with the family, you're not a successful business person. Now, there'll be the odd occasion where you're not, but on most days, do you set your business up to serve your family, or do you set your family up to serve your business? Get it the right order. Get the priorities correct so that the business serves the family, not the family serves the business. Very important aspect behind it. Relationships, very big part of business.